Hello everybody, this is Etho, and I have a very cool tutorial for you today. As you probably know, the 1.2 patch is out, and with it we have all kinds of new and awesome features in the game. You can see I really having fun with the redstone lamps here. I made a room entirely out of them. But that's not really what this tutorial is about. These are just to help you visualize what I'm about to show you. These walls are like my screens. This is an idea I had a little while ago, but it didn't work because mobs weren't able to see through transparent blocks like pressure plates at the time, but that's now changed, and that makes this possible. This room is tracking my position very quickly and very accurately. And calling this my Spider GPS system, global positioning system, or player tracking, whatever you want to call it. I basically have 6 sensors in this room, one in each wall, one in the floor, and one in the ceiling. And these spiders are controlling the redstone lamps here by tracking my player. And so spiders and cave spiders have a very unique property where they're able to track your player without having a direct line of sight to them. They can see through walls. So I'm in creative mode right now, but this would work in survival as well. I'm just having MC edit issues, so I can't quite demonstrate this properly. But yeah, spiders can see 16 blocks away, so they can track you up to 16 blocks away, and it works very well. So let's see how this is set up. So this player tracking method is mostly intended towards map makers, because it might be hard to use in vanilla Minecraft. They have access to spider spawners and spider eggs, which can be shot from dispensers to get the spiders into position like they need to be. You can also use speed potions from dispensers and buff the spiders to make them move quicker, and that way this tracking would be faster. As far as what you would use this for, it's really up to the map maker. You might use it to open doors automatically based on where the player is, or maybe for traps. There are a lot of different traps you could use this for, and I'm actually going to show you one at the end of this video. And it might just be visual effects you're looking for. Whatever, it's up to you to figure it out. I'll show you some different setups you can use for the tracking. With this floor thing, I just have cave spider underneath, and he's walking on pressure plates. I made him aggro at me by hitting him, because I'm in creative mode here, but in survival mode he would just follow you, because they get mad at you if they see you through the blocks and they're not in direct sunlight. This is the outside of my setup here. This is one of the side sensor things. We have a full-grown spider here. I'll explain why shortly, but he's stepping on the pressure plates. We'll get our sound back up, which is activating the lamps on the walls through repeaters, and then it's going up and to another set here. The top one is much like the bottom. I have the pressure plates right on the lamps, and we have another cave spider here who's following us. Okay, so the sensors for the floor and ceiling were pretty self-explanatory. There's not much detail to them. It was just pressure plates sandwiched between 2 blocks, and if you need a redstone signal you could put that underneath, possibly. And I was just using cave spiders for the tracking. Okay, the side sensors though, the ones I had in the walls, they're a little bit more complicated. So we'll go over a few details about this and about spider behavior in general. So first of all, let's put a cave spider in here. Ooh. Let's try that again. This is why you can't use them in these side trackers. So these are the ones that will follow the player as they walk beside them. both types of spiders, they have this behavior to climb a wall if they're against it like that. And with these cave spiders, they're so short in height that they'll actually just hover over the pressure plates we have there and not press them as they track us. But the regular spiders don't have that problem. They're a little bit taller. It's going to be hard to get them in here. Actually, I'll just do this. Oop. Alright, get them mad at us. Again, we have to make them mad because we're in creative. You can see as he's climbing against the wall there, he's still pressing the pressure plates and following us. So that works. Now, one thing I'll also say, oops. I'm using glass for this top here just so we can see what's going on, but when you actually build this, make sure you use a solid block to get rid of any light, and also using a solid block on top will ensure that no other mobs will spawn inside this area we have here, because it's too wide by 1 high, and no natural mobs are able to spawn in that area, not even spiders or the small 1x1 slimes. They need a 2 high clearance to spawn naturally. So this should be completely safe to use in your map without, like if it's for a trap, you won't have to worry about mobs triggering the trap by accident when they spawn. And also I'm going to point out that all these pressure plates are not necessary. You can shape this or arrange them however you want. It all depends on what you're using it for and how you need a redstone signal. As far as spawning the mobs or getting them inside here, you have 2 options really. You can fire a spider egg from a dispenser, and if you do that, this is a good way of doing it. Just have a 3x3 area below, and we already saw this. Oops. The egg will break at this glass block here, and then the mob will fall down and be in position. But you gotta keep in mind that you are on the right side of this thing, because if you're on this side, the spider's gonna get stuck on that block there. So only work on this side. What else? What else? Oh yeah. If you do not have the 3x3, well, let's just put one in the corner here. If you do not have a 3x3, the spiders will get stuck, and if there's no block above, they'll jump out like that. And if that's a solid block, they will suffocate too. So keep that in mind. The other way of doing it is with a spawner, and this has a few benefits and a few negative things to it. For one thing, one cool thing about using a spawner is it becomes like a proximity sensor. So when the player gets near it, then you can detect that the player has come within 16 blocks of the spawner, and you can make certain things happen based on that. If you need to check if this thing is active, you might want to run a line of redstone wire below all the pressure plates or something. As long as you have at least these pressure plates spaced at least like that, the spider will always be on them, and you'll be able to tell if there's a spider spawn in there. Okay, I went ahead and switched the glass with the solid block like it's supposed to be. And now we can get spiders spawning inside from the spawner because it's dark. One thing you gotta keep in mind about using a spawner is it's possible for more than one spider to spawn in here at a time, and you might have multiple spiders running around tracking the player, which could cause problems. It also might take a few seconds for it to actually spawn a spider when you get near it. So If you use a dispenser, it's instant. And I did play around with maybe using a lamp that will turn on if there's a spider in here to prevent any more from spawning. But that causes a problem with spider behavior. If they're exposed to a light level of 9 or higher, they become unaggressive, so they won't track the player. So you got to keep that in mind. And also, you know what I forgot to show you? I was going to show you the speed potion, so let's replace this really quick with glass again. Just something to keep in mind if you do use a speed potion to increase their tracking speed. Get one in there. Oh, we still have a block there. Okay, we'll make him mad at us. He'll start tracking. If you use a speed potion on them, on these side ones, they don't move any faster if they're climbing, or at least they don't seem to. It's only if they're actually walking that they'll move quicker. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so I was in a little bit of a building mood here, and I spent an hour setting up this little example for you to help give you some ideas on how you could use the spider tracking. So we have 8 doors here, and in front of each one is a lamp, lights there. Now we're going to switch to easy. Underneath this lever is a dispenser with the regular spiders in. I think they're the regular ones. And so as soon as we get the spider out, he starts tracking us. We're in survival mode right now. And when we walk up to one of these doors, he very kindly opens it for us. A little bit of a delay to it, but overall it's pretty quick. So again, it's all how you set up the pressure plates and stuff below. You can adjust how close you have to be to the door to open it and stuff like that, all by how you set things up below. So I'll give you a quick look of it. Yeah, regular spider. Okay, peaceful mode. So I just have pressure plates, 3 in each corner and then 3 in each side, like that. And they go up to, this is for the lamps below. And then the door controls are over there and over there. So it's fairly simple, not much to it. This little lip prevents the spider from climbing out, or hopefully it should. You might be able to cover this up, but I was having a little bit of issue with the spiders tracking me. I don't know. I don't know the exact conditions for them to track you, but with it open like this, they had no problem. So it's something to play around with. I hope this has given you some ideas on how you can use it. Alright, and finally, to end this tutorial, I'm going to show you some practical application of the spider GPS stuff in the form of a trap. I promised you a trap. Here it is. This is my design. It's very evil. You would hide it in the ceiling of something like a cave or something like that, and it looks fairly normal, fairly safe. This is a very rough or a very raw example of it. Everything's very flat, but you would probably make it look more natural, really. And yeah, TNT, pressure plates, falling sand. It's only 1 high in here. Not even regular spiders can spawn under these conditions because they need a 3x3 by 2 high area to spawn naturally, which they don't get here. So they can, however, spawn from a spawner, and I've very nicely hidden one in the center of this big area. I'm going to cover this up. I removed some of the pressure plates around here too, so that this doesn't get triggered while I'm in peaceful mode, hopefully. So I'll cover this up, and then I will go switch over to survival mode, and we will give it a test run. Okay, I'm already here. I'm in survival mode. I put diamond armor on, and let's go to easy. So this is 8 blocks high here. Add 2 more for that. The spiders will be about 10 blocks away from the player at the closest point, so that gives you a 6 block buffer that you can get away from the spider and he'll still be tracking you, roughly. The idea is you would hide this in the ceiling of a cave or a building or something. Doesn't matter how cautious the player is being as he's walking around exploring. Probably won't even notice anything's up because it looks like a regular ceiling. And maybe you distract them with some free loot or something. Make them stand in a spot for a while, just to give spiders time to spawn. Hopefully. Should be. Yeah, there we go. And then we have a very clever spider up there. And basically they gotta run for their life. So yeah, I really like this trap. This is probably my favorite trap ever. It's very fun. Gives the player a chance to get away still. But if they're not quick or if they're not paying attention to what's going on, they will definitely get blown up. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for today. Thanks for watching my tutorial. I hope you liked it. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.